Aloha. Let's make sure we're in tune. Cool, so the exercise for this week is going to be continuation of last, as they generally are. You're going to take your first finger and play the second fret on the A string, giving it A sharp, B, and then on the E, F sharp, G, with our third finger. This is a 2-note G, which incorporates the 1, which is the G, and then the low 1, which is the G. It has the 5 in there, the D, and then our second finger is playing the B, the median. If you flatten the median, you would get a minor, but that's G major is what we're looking for. First finger, second finger, third finger, and then the third finger and fourth finger. They're all G major chords. However, you're going to be playing one with the rhythm of 1 switch, keep the right hand going, and 1 switch, keep the right hand going. That was at half meter. If I did that, it would look like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Now this is way slow. You could already move your chords faster than this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to count in 4. So you're going to play on the 1, switch on the and a 1, and by the return of the next, you're going to play on that same 1 with a different fingering. Here's how it's going to look. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and if I counted at 4, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, switch, 3, 4, 1, switch, 3, 4, la 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 la. The purpose is to play the chord, switch the chord, and wait for it to come around. Now what happens is, when you count that way, it turns those into half notes. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. So you could take 4 beats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But you see where you're working up to? You want to eventually get to the point where you've got this doing holes the whole time. You can feel where 1 is without having to smack your leg anymore. Then you're going to be able to do percussion on the strings in between there. In the days of my youth, I was told what it means. So stuff like that. When we go from the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 to the half notes, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Eventually we're going to be on all downstrokes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That eventually leads to eighth notes. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and then down, up, 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 so on and so forth. Each one is just a duplication of those notes, meaning if you're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, by the time you get done with 16 and 32nd notes, you're going to have 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. And by doing that, you're increasing it every time. It helps the right hand do this with new chords. So F major, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, sorry, F sharp, F major, 2, so on and so forth. So learn a chord, play it in a bunch of different ways with the teeter-totters, and then let your spider exercises reinforce this. The reason why these are important is they have our fingers go in a certain progression of where the fingers feel like they should be. It allows us to do these up and down eighth notes and be really close to the frettings here. The next thing we're going to work on is a do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do in the key of G. Remember that this F is not there, and we have an F sharp, which leads to its half step to G. G, A, B, C, open D, E, F, and another slide, G. That's the first way to play a major chord using the pinky as our slide note. The reason being is inevitably you're going to want to work your way all the way from G major from here And then this one would slide from 5 to 7, right? Here, see how my fingers would go out to the notes that felt right? I would only slide down to notes that I'm not really in that key for. So what we work on is how to play do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, G, A, B, C, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And what we try not to do is go to 2 fingers at once. I mean, these work too, but it feels much more comfortable to do this slide, and that helps later when we're moving. Either way, these exercises can be done in first or second finger, so why not practice them in both? Second finger, slide, slide. First finger. That's a much more fast, effective way, but you gotta be really strong with that third finger. And I would never suggest playing second and then third finger. That splits a fret, and that gives more opportunity for air when doing faster note variations. I hope this was really informative and pretty cool. The idea that what we talked about earlier, if G major has one sharp and that sharp is F sharp, in its flat key, G flat, it would just have the same notes that you would have, but flattened, and then the one that was the sharp is now flattened. In G, it will be F. In the key of A, there are 3 flats. B flat, E flat, and A flat. So when I say A major, I have to say A major, B major, C sharp, A major, B minor, C sharp minor, D major, E major, F sharp minor, and then G sharp diminished. So if I need to get those as a let's say a minor chord, I would have like a G, C, E, which makes sense to me because a 1, 3, 5 would be A, C sharp, B. Well, if I wanted an A minor, it would be A, C, E, because that C sharp would give me that major. And if I move that, I get the minor. So the long story short is that A, G, G sharp, A can be derived by taking the same progress for using and using your third finger set, scooting up a whole step, and playing that bar. What we're getting at is being able to see that you could go a minor third up, G major to a B flat, is also a type of pattern and progression that a lot of bands don't use, which is a great one. Heavy metal does. Not so much bluegrass though. I hope you had fun today. I really did. I hope this is informative information. And just remember, out of the 4 different types of triads or chords, major, minor, diminished, and augmented, the 3 we see in every major chord are going to be the major, the minors, and then the last one, the 7th interval, is going to be the diminished. When we introduce augmented, we'll have case examples of that and refer to music that we know. Other than that, I'll learn a couple CCR tunes, bring them to the equation next week, and I hope you have a great week, and I might see you over at the boys' house. Aloha.